Hello everyone and welcome to another flight in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we are starting off in Christchurch. We're doing another domestic flight in New Zealand over to Queenstown. It's one of the, in my opinion, one of the best airports to land at because of all the sceneries along the route with all of the terrain in New Zealand. I think if the weather is good, it's just going to look fantastic. Today we are starting inside of the terminal here at Christchurch International Airport. This is very nicely modeled scenery from Orbex. So as you can hear in the background, we have announcements as well. We have got the internals of the terminals modeled nicely with the sound effects as well. Really looking good. One of the best payware scenery in Microsoft Flight Simulator in my opinion. There's our aircraft parked outside, our Airbus A320 by Fenix as usual. That is at stand number 20. And right now we are just busy doing our boarding process. So let's just go outside and have a look. I've done most of the pre-flight preparations. The aircraft is pretty much ready for us to go as soon as we finish the boarding process. We are not on the VATSIM network today, so we don't have to ask for any departure clearance and so on. So I've already gone ahead and set our flight route in as well. We are using our Lord of the Rings livery as usual, which in my opinion that looks really good. I plan to do another loop back from Queenstown, or maybe I'll look at or maybe I'll fly to another New Zealand airport and then do a loop back. With that loop, or on that loop, we are going to use another livery of Air New Zealand. Okay, so while the passengers are boarding and all the cargo is being loaded and all the baggage, let's hop into the cockpit and do our pre-flight briefing. Okay, here we are in the cockpit. Let's have a look at our operational flight plan for today. New Zealand 23 is our call sign. We're going to stick with it. Maybe I'm going to switch it up on our loop back. Christchurch to Queenstown, we're going to cruise at flight level 280 today, 7,500 kilograms of fuel, which we rounded up to 7,600. We have the APU running. APU bleed is on as well for the air conditioning because it's a little bit cold here, 7 degrees outside, so we definitely need the air conditioning. Let's have a look at the cockpit and the cabin as well, 24 degrees, so working very nicely. Okay, so let's look at our routing. We are going to take off from runway 02 via the Mook 41 Papa departure with a Gupu transition and then Yankee 266 airway. Our arrival is going to be on LROV 3 Alpha for runway 05 over in Queenstown. But we are going to brief this when we are in the cruising phase. Passengers today, 180, cargo 2.5 tons. So that gives us a payload of 16.8 tons. And our takeoff weight is therefore going to be 67.9 tons estimated. And then landing weight over there is going to be 66 tons estimated. Okay, then let's have a look at the weather briefing quickly. Christchurch, winds 100 degrees, 6 knots. Broken clouds at 4,600, temperature 7, QNH 1025. Okay, then destination Queenstown, winds over there 110 degrees 6 knots, no clouds detected. It's minus 02 degrees Celsius, so very cold. Dew point is minus 05 degrees Celsius as well, QNH 1022. Okay, we are going to land at Auckland if we don't manage to land at Queenstown, which is quite far, but maybe it's because the weather is forecasted to deteriorate at Christchurch. It says cloud and visibility okay, so I don't know why Auckland was selected as our alternate, but it's fine. If we can't land at Queenstown, we can always nominate Queenstown again if the weather is alright. before we head over to Auckland. Okay, that is all good. Our route is already entered into the MCDU. Let's just have a look at it. So we're going to take off from runway 02, and then we make a U-turn towards Mukvo, and then direct LROV, and then our arrival is going to be rather interesting one, where we fly past the airport, and then we make a U-turn and come around on an RNAV approach into Queenstown. Very good. Terrain is very interesting over there. If we have to do a go around, we have to make a loop and then fly into the valley again. So very, very interesting. Okay, boarding is completed. That is really good. Our engine outset is already inserted in our secondary flight plan as well. So good. If we get an engine failure on takeoff, we are going to hold at Christchurch 1 X-ray, which is a waypoint that we created, and then we are going to attempt an ILS landing back on the same runway here at Christchurch. Right, let's have a look at the secondary, final load sheet here, and update our NITB information. Zero fuel weight 61 now. Zero fuel weight center of gravity 31.5, that remains unchanged. Block fuel is still 7.6, say 7.5 now. Landing weight 63, takeoff weight 68.3, 68.3, we'll accept that, and that we are pretty much ready to go. And with that, we can disconnect the external power, ground control, and we can ask for our departure while we do the takeoff performance calculations. So runway 02, we are going to do a PAX on takeoff today. Anti-ice is not required. Sync up the weights from the final load sheet, sync up the weather, and calculate. Let's set the QNH 1025. That is set.
Captain. We are ready for pushback.
There we go. Flaps 2. Trim horizontal stabilizer 0.2 down. Flex temperature 67. V speeds 150, 150, and then 154. We're going to send that to the MCDU, and there we have it. Okay.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
We don't have any intersection data, so that is okay. Right, let's do the checklist. Cockpit preparation is completed. Parameters are set. QNH 1025. ACARS is initialized. Parking brake is set. Fuel on board is confirmed. 7,580 kilograms of fuel. Unit B is loaded.
Locking gear.
Flex temperature is calculated. 67 degrees. Takeoff speeds 150, 150, 154. And with that, we can, we could ask for a startup clearance, but we don't have ATC online at the moment. Passenger signs on and auto. And beacon light is on. Transponder, we're going to set it to 2000 and switch it on. All doors closed. Before startup checklist complete. We are going to push with the nose to the right side today. Nose right. Nose right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brake is released.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Yep, the weather is deteriorating, so we were right, or rather SimBrief was right to pick Auckland as our alternate airport. Visibility just changed like that. We're going to wait to cross this line before we can start our engines. Wow, 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 okay. Really poor. It looks like when we landed here the last time in our flight from Wellington, but then somehow it cleared up briefly, and then now it is back. I'm filming this flight just immediately after landing here from Wellington. And I was a bit surprised that the weather was clear, but looks like now it is back again at poor visibility. There we go, we are past the red line, so we can start the engines. We are going to start engines number 2 and number 1 simultaneously today. Passengers are all strapped in. This guy is already playing with his handheld gaming device, probably a Nintendo or something like that. But this is a nice addition from GSX, simulating the passengers. Very nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard our Airbus.
Very nice pushback.
Please set parking brakes.
It's drizzling now.
Your confirmation for a good engine start.
Let's have a look at the METAR information here. There is no... Okay, now it's updated. Wind 070 degrees 7 knots. We have got some clouds. Scattered at 2900, broken at 2600. Temperature is 8 QNH 1025. There's some light drizzle as well, as you can see on the glass. We have got both good starts, so we can remove the ground equipment.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
So let's switch that back to normal, switch off the APU, and do the after startup checklist.
Hold the mask in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others.
Switch on the weather radar.
Take a life jacket from under your seat. Remove from the pouch and put it over your head. Pass the tape
Flaps
around
due
your
for
waist.
takeoff today. Let's wait for the ground equipment to be removed.
Do not inflate the life jacket inside the aircraft. When outside,
Do we need wipers?
inflate it by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs
Not really,
low into the tube,
but it's okay.
and whistle for a track.
It's just some light drizzles.
Disconnected.
Okay, thank you.
Bypass pin removed.
Right, after start checklist, ground equipment is removed, anti-ice is not required, flaps 2 for takeoff, set,
Further information regarding the
APU is coming off, yellow electric pump is on, trims, 0.2 down, somewhere there, cabin doors, armed, ECAM status, checked, nothing showing over there, normal. After start checklist complete, and with that there is the ground crew showing us the pin, and with that we are clear to go. We're going to switch on our wing lights, taxi light, runway turn off light as well, and with that we are ready to go. Okay, parking brakes off. We are heavy today, so it looks like we are not going to start taxiing right away without the addition of thrust. Really nice scenery here, isn't it? Really good looking. I would expect that from payway scenery, of course. Takeoff config is normal. Let's do our flight control check. Ailerons full left, full right, neutral, elevators full down, full up, neutral, rudder pedals, full left, full right, neutral. Flight controls are checked. ground equipment have no regard for aircraft at all. We are about to cross an active runway. Maybe a good time to switch on the strobe lights for maximum visibility as well as the landing lights. But clear left side, clear right side. You can switch on the transponder, or the TCAS can be set to TARA as well, so that we can show up on any radars for other aircrafts. The cabin is secure.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Thank you. Queenstown is one of those airports with quite challenging approaches. Of course, the scenery is fantastic, but because of the terrain around the airport and the fact that the runway is really short, it's really challenging to land there. The touchdown zone is quite short. The runway is also quite short. The go around is even more difficult, so I wouldn't be surprised if we have a bit of a hard landing today. But let's see what we can do. Hopefully the weather is better over there by the time we get there. So yeah, fingers crossed. Really good scenery. Just look there. Really nice. Absolutely poor visibility. Can't see anything. Can't see anything at all. So the landing lights and the strobe lights are already on. We are going to do a PAX on takeoff. So all we have to do now is do the entering the runway checklist. Because flight controls is checked, TCAS is already on TARA, departure briefing is done, takeoff data and FMA is all good, flaps are set for takeoff. The ECAM memo is takeoff no blue. Flaps are set. Takeoff runway is runway 02. There we can see as well the Alpha 7. Strobes are on, PAX are on for takeoff, and with that we are just going to line up straight up. Clear left side, clear right side. Okay, we are going to start the clock. All lighting is on, so that is all good. Okay. 1.2 EPR. That is stable. Manflex 67. SRS runway auto thrust blue 80 knots. V1 rotate Positive rate of climb. Gear up. Make a shallow left turn to follow the flight director. Set climb thrust and follow the flight director. We can't see anything down there, and we don't need this anymore. Absolutely insane weather here in Christchurch. Flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 0. Speed checked. And there comes our U-turn. Just follow the flight directors.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin.
Our speed is 210 knots, just because of that altitude constraint there at Iksan. We can disarm the spoilers now. Okay, let me follow the flight director. I think now it's time to turn on the autopilot and let it take over the rest of the route. I think we can probably take a shortcut from here. We could probably go direct to Guput. So let's see, direct. If we go direct Guput, I think that will work. That will be a nice shortcut for us. So insert that, and then we go straight. Okay, very nice. We can take the opportunity to clean up our MCDU by removing the engine outside. So runway centerline extension, we can remove it. Secondary flight plan, we can copy active, and with that we are pretty much good. We are accelerating to 250 knots, which is the speed limit below 10,000 feet. And then after that we will just wait for 10,000 feet to switch off the landing lights, and then seatbelt sign as well. And then at 13,000 feet, which is our transition altitude, we switch over to the standard altimeter. There is 10,000 feet coming. Landing lights off. Seatbelt sign off. It's a pity that we have cloud layer that we can't see below. Otherwise I think we would have been treated to some very nice views out the window. New Zealand is definitely one of my favorite places to fly in. Okay, so let's just sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Alright, we are cruising at flight level 280. Our top of descent is coming up quickly, just at El Roof. We are going to start decelerating already. We're just going a bit fast in order to reduce the flying time, but that is fine. Let's quickly have a look at our planned arrival into Queenstown. We said that we are going to arrive on runway 05 via the Aero 3 Alpha arrival. So let's have a look at the charts for that arrival. So go to arrival. Aero 3 Alpha is the first one, and just look at the terrain in the vicinity of the airport here. So El Roof, and then we continue descend down Kaslu, Mabga, Obluk, Avga, and then Ibabu is going to be our initial approach fix, which we should be there between 10,000 and 12,000 feet, or by ATC. Okay, and then after that, it says here transition level is flight level 150. Let me just check. Make sure that is what is pre-selected. Flight level 150. 150. Actually. Okay, so then for our actual arrival, we're going to go with the RNP. For our approach, it's going to go with an RNP Yankee or RNP Zulu. Runway 05. RNP Yankee. So it looks like we don't have the RNP Yankee in there. So let's go RNP Zulu. RNP Zulu, runway 05. Aero 3 Alpha, still the same. Okay, that is set. So how does it look like? We come through Ibabu, then we continue, we make a U-turn while following the profile starting at Romubo. We continue down 3.2. Romubo is here. Okay, so that's starting from here. But here we are going to follow the profile and then follow it all the way down in the valley to the airport. As I mentioned earlier, look at the go around. So you go and then you make a circle around this hill over here, and then you basically go fly between these two hills while climbing, and then come around, pass, fly over the airport, basically in between these two hills again, maximum 145 knots, and then pass in between these two hills, and then fly over. There's another valley here, and then only then you're pretty much safe after that. So very interesting go around there as well. Something you might not want to do, but if you have to do it, then you have to do it, isn't it? Okay, so RNP there is minimum position altitude 2300, required RNP 0.3. Okay, so let's go in here, and 2300 is our minima. And then let's have a look at the weather. Let's see, weather on the arrival airport. No clouds detected. Okay, just very cold, -2. Alright, QNH 1022. Temperature -2. Wind 040, 7 knots. 040, 7 knots. Okay, look at that. Our approach speed with full configuration is going to be 141 knots, which is quite fast on that short runway. I wonder how that's gonna go down. Let's do a arrival performance calculation, refresh the meta, apply that, and then let's look at our estimated landing weight, which we said is going to be about 66 tons. 66 tons. Can we do it? Not with low auto brake. We need medium auto brake, so that is going to be interesting. Alright, good to know. Okay, so we're going to target now flight level 160. There we go. Okay, then next, very important. Actually, RNP required of 0.3, we said. Just need to insert that. 0.3 is 0.3 required. Then we are going to need to also just key in our runway, New Zealand Queenstown. Runway 05, which at the moment we are 46 miles out. But we also want to extend the runway center line of that. So New Zealand Queenstown runway 05. That has got, let's have a look at the ground chart. No, do we have anything here? 233 degrees. There we go. So do you have the runway center line extended? Yes, we do. There it is. Very good. Time to switch on the terrain or navigation display as well. And there is all of the New Zealand terrain coming into view. Let's quickly look at the company message. We are not delayed. Okay, good. Alright, so then we are just going to continue our descent. Alright, there is our airport at right here inside of the valley, and that is Queenstown as well over here. So we are going to make a shallow right hand turn here to follow the flight route, and then we come around and fly through the valley, approach through the valley from this side and then descend down. So nice. We are going to have a 4 knots headwind on that runway with a 4 knot crosswind as well. I'm just looking at it from on our Navigraph here on off screen. So there we go. We were targeting flight level 160. We can come down now to 130, which is at the next waypoint at Mabga. And hopefully we will get some indication of the VDEV and LDEV on here from the once we reach the initial approach fix of Ibabu. QNH here is 1022. So that is that. And then we are back on the profile again. Very high terrain around here. Alright, we are past 10,000 feet. It's time to switch on the landing lights and the seatbelt sign on. And we are just going to make our U-turn into the valley and follow it all the way down. Still no indication of the VDEV and HDEV. So we're just going to continue on the profile until they start showing up. So 8,200 is our next altitude target. 8,200 set.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside.
So let's have a quick look at the checklists. Approach checklist. ECAM status checked. Approach type and runway. RNAV Zulu, runway 05. Minimums are set 2,300. Approach face. It's not yet active. And we are not yet clear to an altitude because we don't have ATC. Parameters are set QNH 1022. Still nothing, 8,200. So next target 7,100. I think that we are going too fast, so we're going to... Oh, there we go. Approach. LDEV and VDEV are showing now. And I think we are going to use the speed brake in order to control our speed down. Okay, let's see. Go around the altitude is 10,000 feet. We are going to set that because we are on the profile now. So 10,000 set. Flaps 1, going to extend that early because we are going very fast. Okay, set medium auto brake. Still decelerating quite slow. We are going to have to lose a lot of speed very close to the runway. That's going to be interesting.
$2,500.
Okay, there we go. Still decelerating. We are just at S speed now, so we can go flaps 2 and then gear down to break the speed even more. Flaps 2E, flaps 4. Then we can arm the speed brake or the spoilers. Nose wheel lights on. And now we are fully configured for landing. Landing checklist, auto brake, medium, set. Missed approach altitude, set, 10,000 feet. ECAM memo. Landing no blue. Cabin will get the cabin ready any moment now. Taking quite a long time, aren't they?
Cabin crew must now be seated for landing. Thank you.
There we go.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for landing.
Alright,
Minimum.
continue. We are going to disconnect the autopilot
1,000.
and fly the rest of the route. Puppies are showing that we are too low.
200. 100. 40.
Too
30,
low. Terrain.
20. Retard.
There we go. Full reversers. Decel. 80 knots. 60 knots. Okay, that went a lot better than I was expecting. Way better than I was expecting. Okay, we are down. There is a taxiway at the end of the runway, but I just wonder if we can use it. It looks really small. Perhaps we can just turn around here and backtrack on the runway. If you've ever flown in New Zealand, let me know whether this is legal or not. Turn around here and just backtrack. It's a rather small runway. Let's not lose the speed. There we go. Okay, we are backtracking now the runway to our stand.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their
let's
seats to
see.
perform safety-related duties. However,
I don't see stand
we ask
numbers
that
on
you
the
remain seated until
Navigraph's
the
moving
fasten
maps.
seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic
But
devices
that
for
is
messaging,
alright.
calls, or internet access
Flaps are
may
up.
now be used.
We are still on the
Please make
runway,
sure
so we're
you
going to
take
keep the
all
landing
your
lights
personal
on
belongings
and
with you,
the
checking in the seat pocket, underneath the
strobes.
seat, and in the overhead
We
lockers.
just start the APU now.
Do take care opening the overhead lockers as items
There
may have
is
moved
the
during flight. Smoking is not permitted until
taxiway.
you reach a
Looks
designated
really
smoking
small.
area. On behalf
I
of the
think
captain
it's fine.
and the
We'll just
crew,
backtrack.
It has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your journey.
We can stop the clock rather. 53 minutes of flight time from Christchurch. And there is our taxiway exit coming up to our left hand side. Let's see. Here we go. There we make a left here. Okay, let's slow down. Landing lights off, taxi lights, strobe lights off. APU is available. Transponder, TARA or TCAS rather. Weather radar can come off as well. There is stand number 3, so yeah, let's do stand number 3. Right in front of us, stand number 3. Just show me the spot and activate. There it is. And we can switch off all the lighting. Stand number 3. Okay, I'm happy with that parking. APU is on, flaps are up, spoilers are disarmed, and thus we can switch off our engines. Engine number 2 and engine number 1 off. Welcome to Queenstown, New Zealand. Small airport,
Cabin crew disarmed.
fantastic views on approach. Weather is really good, clear skies. Okay, engines are off, fuel pumps off, and with that we can switch off the beacon light and this seatbelt sign
requested.
and ask for the deboarding process. APU bleed, you're going to switch it on for the air conditioning, and I'm also going to connect to the external power. Let's have a look at our arrival message from New Zealand operations. Arrival 0011 Zulu, so about a minute ago. Was a rather short taxi to the gate. 53 minutes of flight time. Let's have a look at the after landing
Ladies and
checklists.
gentlemen,
Exterior lights are already set, flaps are set to 0.
hold on to the handrails.
APU is on, weather radar is off, TCAS is set to standby,
Supervise your children.
and
Do not walk underneath the wing.
we didn't need to do any engine 2 shutdown. So after landing checklist complete. Parking checklist, yellow electric pump is off, engines are off, cabin doors are disarmed, beacon light is off, and then we've got the seatbelt sign is off as well, and then the transponder set to 2000 and then set to standby. And with that, we can have a look at the deboarding process outside. Let's just make sure that our chokes are in place, and then we can switch off, take off the parking brakes, and have a look at the deboarding process. Okay, there we go. It looks like there is maybe a bit of a glitch. I don't see any passengers being deboarded, although the doors is open. So I don't know what's going on with this scenery, or GSX specifically. This is freeway scenery from flightsim.to. Looking rather good for freeway scenery. And we've got some static aircrafts, or aircraft, yeah, over there as well. Really good looking. Let's just have a look at the scenery, and it looks good. It's a rather small airport, but it looks really nice. The views on our arrival were just spectacular. Although it was a rather challenging approach, I was a bit nervous because of that rather short runway and the high approach speed and that steep descent into the airport. But it worked out rather well. Broken terrain, our textures rather bare, but it all looks good. Okay, now we wait for the deboarding process to complete, and then we are going to switch off the aircraft. So I am going to end the video here today. So I hope you enjoyed that flight from Christchurch to Queenstown, and I'll see you in the next video.